Thanksgiving is over, we're launching into the holiday season, and I thought, let's do a quick video, kind of reflecting a bit on November, forecasting December, what are the key points to watch out for, and obviously what's going to happen in the markets, in crypto. What are we doing in the company at Cake? What's happening on DeFiChain? Let me give you a bit of an all-round summary. Let's dive in. Hey, and welcome. My name is Julian. My mission is to make the world crypto fit. I believe the world needs to learn about decentralization, blockchain, cryptocurrencies, much more. And this is what I try to do with these videos. On the one hand, on the German channel, and here on the English channel. Let's dive in. November in crypto, bullish, but not as crazy bullish as, for example, October. We did see a bit of some ups and downs, and a lot of obviously volatility, a lot of fear. Then obviously a lot of hopium, and at the end it's all centered around one thing only, and this is the ETF approval. And to be honest, that's everything that's going to matter to the markets right now, and we see this. I mean, last week we had Binance, CC stepping down from Binance, and this could have caused a lot of anxiety. At the end it didn't. At the end there was a small dip down, and then the market kind of recovered and actually went above 38,000 for the first time in a long time. So market's very hopeful right now, very constructive. They're really kind of clamping on to anything positive that they can grasp. So quite interesting to see, and quite positive, to be honest. Now, what does this mean? Obviously, this is November, December forecast for that. It's really all going to come down to the ETF. If the ETF is not getting approved before Christmas, then I think everyone is really expecting a January approval, and that's also my forecast right now. So I don't think we're going to see this before Christmas. I think everything is going to get prepared, and then January, that's when the approvals come in. Now, it depends a bit on when its trading start, but I think that's all going to be a time when there's going to be a lot of bullish sentiment in the market. And the fair question, to be honest though, is how much is priced in already? And that just means what's going to be the price top where Bitcoin's going to rally to in this entire thing. Is Bitcoin going to get to 100,000 like some people are saying? Is Bitcoin going to hit a new all-time high? So let's say 70,000 plus. Or is Bitcoin going to get to 50, 60,000, but not further? And obviously now being at 37, 38,000, being up over 100% this year, it's really going to depend on that. And that at the end is going to depend on how does the cycle kind of play out. And will we see that recession that so many people are talking about next year, and that I could totally also see and expect a bit. So that's going to be a crucial point in all of that, simply because that's really going to dictate a bit on the sentiment for the people also. Because if people think, let's buy at 37, 38,000 now because I have $100,000, so I'm going to make 100, 200% from here. But then at the end, let's say the market's going to bottom out at 20% plus, then people are really going to get caught on the wrong foot. And at the end, it's going to actually backfire worse than anything else. So crypto, that's going to be the main thing, and also for December, and that's going to dictate, in my opinion, mostly of if we're going to see a strong green month, or is it going to be more of a flat month, or is it actually going to be a red month. In stocks, we seen a very bullish November, so very different to crypto. Crypto has seen a constructive November, but not as bullish as stocks, and stocks really have been rallying. It's not quite clear why, to be fair. I actually went short or bought put options on a lot of stocks in August. I sold them relatively lucky, like timed well, in about 2 months ago, and I really managed to take that rally aggressively. And so now I'm again looking into maybe shorting, maybe buying some put options, just something in my opinion to be a bit more cautious about. There's some indicators that to me are, whenever these indicators kind of flash up, I tend to get a bit more cautious when the market becomes a bit more FOMO-ish, and I just don't want to be too bullish when everyone is actually bullish. So yeah, just being a bit of a contrarian there. So let's see how that's kind of gonna play out, because everything else, I mean, I don't understand where this like confidence is actually coming from. A lot of the indicators are not that confidence inducing, but for some reason people feel like that. So that's going to be an interesting one. Let's see. Again, I wouldn't, it's not that I want to bet on a market crashing, it's just I want to protect myself against a market going down. So that's going to be the main thing there, as a key point there. Now again, it may be interesting to rotate out of stocks a little bit and go into crypto, dollar cost average there, just because honestly I do think crypto has some upside ahead in the next 3 months, where stocks I see a bit more sketchy. That's probably the key thing there. Looking at precious metals, they went up in this quarter so far, but that's mainly because of the uncertainty with the war and everything. So not 100% sure where this is going to head from here. It's really going to depend more on the uncertainties in the world. I think in February, the Ukraine-Russia tension is going to get to its 2nd anniversary. Not a good anniversary, but yeah, then let's see how that's also going to play out. And I think that's going to be a lot of the gold side of things. And in general, right, I want to be very clear. Gold, commodities, they are not the most profitable things to invest in. Mostly the best things to invest in are actually companies, especially for the long run. But yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. Bonds really had, for the first time, a bit of a stronger month. November was actually a bullish month for bonds so far, just because a lot of the expectations around bond yields going down and inflation kind of cooling has helped bonds rally. And I mean, bonds have been terrible investments over the last 2 years. But now the last month at least there was some kind of hopium. So let's see how that's going to play out. I mean, a lot of people talking about that bonds can be the investment of a lifetime, can also be the destruction of a lifetime. So yeah, gonna be interesting to kind of see that. On the DeFiChain side, my goodness, there's so much activity on there now with MetaChain. Obviously, a lot of meme coins are getting started. People questioning if every meme coin is actually legit. Then we have more and more projects getting started. Now, Vanilla Swap as a DEX there has launched and is really going to push hard. That token has completely mooned. So it's very, very interesting to kind of see this a bit. And I mean, that's exactly the expectation that we've had. As soon as MetaChain is out, utility is going to spike. And at the end, that's really going to drive developer activity. That's going to drive a lot of the action. So very, very nice and very, very interesting to see. And I'm very actually hopeful going forward that there's a lot of activity. Also with the hackathon that happened in Bangalore over the weekend. So we're expecting actually a lot of outcomes there. So yeah, very, very constructive. If you haven't taken a look at the DeFiChain ecosystem, I think now is a really good time. So yeah, maybe quite interesting to take a look there. And last but not least, if you're an elite in our company on Bake, if you're not, then what are you waiting for? Become an elite. If you're an elite, then you're gonna see a new launch this week. That's gonna be quite exciting. I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, gonna be very cool to present to you. So I hope you're an elite. If you are, you should be getting an invite, and we're gonna discuss these new things. So that's gonna be really cool. And I hope you kind of see how, well, despite the right sizing 2 weeks ago, we're actually more focused than ever on launching things, on growing and on producing. I know there was a lot of FUD around this, but actually, I mean, has very little impact on the actual production on the Bake side and DeFiChain side. So that's going to be quite good as well. Yeah, these are the key things this week. The months, obviously, going from Thanksgiving to Christmas, always a bit of a different time. A lot of family aspects, a lot of French aspects. Generally, people are trying to kind of wind down, close down, and yeah, get ready for the next year. So this is always kind of the December kind of difficult thing for the markets. But let's see how it's going to play out. So let me know your thoughts. What do you think is going to happen with the Bitcoin ETF? Do you think it's going to happen this year? Do you think prices are going to be bullish in December? And what are you doing right now? Are you dollar cost averaging? How are you positioning yourself? Let me know. We'll be interested. With this, have a good one. If you're not subscribed to this channel already, what are you waiting for? That's your chance. And then I'll see you next time. Thank you so much, everyone. Truly, Julian. Bye.